After the expo, Darius was headed home, and on that day at a traffic light, he became a victim of gun violence.
Even in the helicopter, I kept asking the paramedics to keep me here for my wife and my daughter. I have a wedding February 23rd. I have a wedding February 23rd. And they did exactly what I asked them to do. Kept me here for my wife and my daughter.
Darius means the world to me.
Just weeks before Tasha and Darius were set to be married in 2018, tragedy struck. He became a victim of random gun violence that left him paralyzed from the waist down. But they went through with the wedding as planned. He spent nearly a month in the trauma center of Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami. Because my home is in such close proximity to the hospitals, we thought it would be a great idea for him to move in with the family after his discharge. It would give us the peace of mind of knowing that in the case of an emergency, he would be only 2 or 3 miles away from the nearest hospital. I found it alarming when Darius shared with me that for 8 years, he was in and out of the hospital just about every month because of abdominal pain and constipation. I suspected it stemmed from poor dieting. However, now that he was going to be living in my home and be known to him, he was about to experience a lifestyle change and a shift from his old eating habits. During his stay, I introduced him to salads, fresh fruits and vegetables, a hot, fresh cooked meal every single day, smoothies, breakfast, oatmeal, hot herbal teas, natural fruit drinks, and so much more. Soon, I began to have conversation with him about healthier food options. That is when he confided in me that he used to buy enough fried chicken and rice dinners to last him an entire week. Darius lived in my home for a full year and never once complained of his stomach. It's been over 6 years since he joined our family, and since that time, he has taught himself to cook. He eats healthier and prepares fresh cooked meals for his family on a daily basis. I am so proud of him.
Hi everyone, as I mentioned earlier in this video about my son-in-law Darius having a problem, with his stomach and having a lot of pain and suffering from constipation. So I set out to help him fix this problem because I just have this instinct that his problem stemmed from the way he ate, his poor eating habits. So this is what they at the grocery store look for me. I know it looks crazy, but my main aisle when I go to the grocery store is the produce, my hangout place, because there I go and I get everything what going to basically make the kind of meal I'm accustomed to feeding my family. So I start from getting fresh vegetable, which going to help me to make a lot of salads for everybody. Out of it, I'm going to show images of a delicious tropical conch salad I made, and it's basically using some of the ingredients from here. And then I always have the idea that every meal has to have at least 3 components. So you would have your vegetable, you would have your starch, whether it's a potato, whether it's rice, whether it's quinoa, and then you would have a vegetable. So that's what I'm going to get out of here as well. The steamed vegetable for my meals would come from all of this shopping, from all of these same produce I have here. And then whenever I do a soup, like I have in a previous video where I fix a soup for my grandbaby, it goes back to the same fruits and vegetables I buy here that makes, again, that soup. And when I do the oatmeals, I'm not vegetable, but I need fruits, fresh fruit that I incorporate into my overnight oats, or even when I make a oats on the stove, I would throw in some fresh fruits, whether it be mango, strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, you name it. And then for a little crunch, I would always do some nuts, which I have both almond and which is the other one I have, and pecan. Those are like my two favorite. And then of course you don't want them with no sugar, because I know they have them covered with sugar and all type of stuff. You want them plain, just plain, raw, roasted. They could be roasted but raw, but no sugar added, none of that stuff. So I'm just going to kind of briefly just go through fast for those who may not be familiar with some of the ingredients. So I have here malanga. I have malanga root. Use it for my soup. Just steam them. Sometimes if I don't have nothing to eat, guess what? I just steam some of the malanga, sprinkle a little drip of salt into it if I feel like it, and a little pepper. If I feel like throwing some plant-based butter, just because, I throw it in and I just eat it by itself. So we have some malanga root. Tomatoes for salad, for the meats. If I do a fish, or I do any type of steam type of fish, rather than just probably steam it or roast it or whatever, tomatoes is always a must, and all of my salad and everything. Vitamin C, tomatoes. Acidity, tomatoes. This is a great one just for me. I'm a junkie for peanut butter. I have this one, but sometimes when the grocery store has the I don't know, it's the homemade one, but it's not processed. It's just like the real raw peanut butter, not the processed one like this one. And I will get it whenever it's available. Or if I make a trip to the Whole Food and they have it, then I will buy that one. But for emergency, I have this one on hand. And I would have it with gala apples is my favorite because of the crunch. For snacks, I would have celery sticks with the peanut butter, gala apples with my peanut butter, carrot stick with my peanut butters, and those are my healthy snacks. Then I love when I make the salads and I make a combination of, everything have to look colorful and pretty, because you eat first with your eyes. First, the appearance of the food is so, the appearance of the food is so it's going to entice you to eat it. So I will get the regular cabbage. I will put some purple cabbage. Look how beautiful that is already. And then I will add, just continue building from it. I will have my purple onions, or red onions as they call it. I will do some red peppers. And I usually have red. When you see the video on my tropical conch salad, you will say, oh my gosh, red, orange, green, and if I had yellow, I would have tossed it in there too. So I get all of the colors. I'm just showing you this one because this is the main one, the red. I throw in all of those. And then when I go to buy the ingredients for the salad, I have here, for example, organic baby spinach. That's one. I use it for my eggs when I do my breakfast. When I do a wrap, I stuff it with my little spinach. I saute it with purple onions. I have it in one of my videos. I saute the spinach with purple onion, garlic, salt, pepper flakes. Mwah! Must try that recipe. Absolutely delicious. And guys, you all feel free to, in the comment, any recipe or anything what I explain about, you need a recipe, I'll make it for you. I provide it. Just let me know in the comments what you would like for me to share with you. These are the almonds what I have. These are Wesley Farms dry roasted and salted almond, and I feed on these a little handful because everything has calorie, including nuts. So I have a 10, maybe a dozen of them, and I just eat those when I have my oatmeal. And then I have these also, which is the pecans. I love these as well. So I have two types of nuts. But let me go back to my salad. So I had the organic baby spinach, organic mixed green. So we built in the salad. So I put those two. Then I still have, there we have another one, romaine hearts. Another one for variety. Then I have the cucumber, the English cucumber, and I use them both. Depending on what it is, the English cucumber, or for some other recipes, I just use the regular cucumber. So for the plantains, I don't know if those who don't know, these I usually put them in. I could put them into soup. Sometimes I just steam them with some malanga and just eat it like that. That works for me. Or sometimes we do what we call in Costa Rica patacones. Other countries call it tostones. And you just basically you fry it twice. You cut it up, you fry it, then you smash it and you fry it again. Delish. You could just have this with some avocado, and it's a meal right there. And look, and I have here some broccoli florets, which I love. The best way to eat any fruit to get all of its nutrient is in its natural state, which would mean raw. So what I would do, I would just wash these real clean, chop them all small, and just toss them in my salad. With all of the vinaigrette and everything what you make with it is delish. Or, like I mentioned before, every meal is supposed to have 3 components: your starch, your protein, and a veggie. So you could steam these, and if you want them to look really cute, you can just throw in the little strips of carrot just to give it the beautiful color, and you toss it with whatever you want, a little, like I said, plant-based butter or a little olive oil, and make the vegetable for your meal. So that's why I usually eat my broccoli florets. Or one more thing, roasted divine. You just put a little olive oil, a little salt, pepper, and sprinkle a little seasoning. Delicious, because then you roast them and you're still eating them in a good form. Don't overdo it, but just roast it. Every vegetable tastes delicious roasted. So this one is another one. We already talked about plantains. For those of you who are not fully familiar about plantains, you have the green one, which I mentioned before. You can cook them, mash them, boil them. And then you have the ripe one, which you can pretty much do the same thing with them, boil them. But I think one of the most delicious way of eating the plantain is to fry them, because all the sugar come out, or you could roast them. This one is, for me, is a little, this one is good for frying, but if you want to roast them, they need to be way more riper than this. So you put some cinnamon, some butter, and you stick them in the oven, and it's absolutely delicious. You could use it as a snack. You could sprinkle a little honey on it. Game changer. You will love it. So that is that. Then the fruits, we have grapes, any color, different, they have the green, they have the red, they have the red, they have almost like a purplish one, which is super sweet. So I just happen to have this red one today, but the green one is really, if you want one with a crunch, the green one will give you the crunch, but this one gives you the sweet. And we talked about avocado. You always want to have in the house. I don't have one right now because I roasted them last night, the baked potatoes. But sweet potatoes is a go-to for me, because when I don't have nothing for lunch and I have a sweet potato, I stick it in the oven, put a drizzle of butter on it, sprinkle a little cinnamon, and that's a lunch right there. Just the potato, just the sweet potato, nothing else. Absolutely delicious. And the other white potato, then I would have it with salmon for meal or what have you. I don't have one right now. Again, I ate them up yesterday. Garlic, I have them by the bunch because I put garlic in just about every single thing I cook. Very few things I don't put garlic in. So I keep them 3, 4, 5, 6 head of garlic handy. Limes, you're gonna always need to have lime, because as you cook, whether it's fish, whether it's poultry, you always want to have lime to wash them off. And when you make your salad, sometimes you want to just give it a squeeze for acidity. You put a little lime in it, and certain things you need, you just need that little squeeze. When I did the tropical conch salad, oh my god, we put like 6 or 7 smaller lime. They were smaller than the squeeze all that juices in it. When you have your avocado, to avoid them from turning, you squeeze a little lime on it, and it keeps them from getting brown. So it has many functions to have limes always in your house, as well as lemon. I like lemon. Lemon is when you're doing your seafood. That's why you're going to always give it a squeeze of lemon. Or sometimes you're just going to have it and you have certain soups, you just squeeze just a little sprinkle of the juice of the lemon. So you keep lemon and you keep limes at all time. Onions, I have the white, I have the red one, what I talked about earlier. Quinoa, substitute for rice. I don't have any right now. Another substitute is also the cauliflower rice. Is another substitute for rice. It works really well. What else I have? And the oils, we have extra virgin olive oil, and you have different types. If you read the bottom, you have some for roasting and sauteing, and you have another one which is specifically for salad, which is set for salad and and marinating. So it's 2 different types. So make sure to read the fine print in the bottom. And also for frying. So it's 3 different type of olive oil. So just make sure to read on the bottom and make sure you're buying the right one for the right thing. Let me talk a little bit real fast about, oh, I left another one out. Oh my goodness, my greens. I left out my kale. I have chopped kale. Like I said, I just fanatic. This thing is what get me excited. So we have the kale. We can saute it. We can use it into salad. We can just, like I say, make it like a vegetable. Just like how we do just like how I talked about the spinach. So you saute it and you put your seasoning and your onion or whatever. You can do the same thing with the kale. So this is another one for salad for me. So now let me just let me just talk. Oh, the ginger. I keep my ginger because I love it for some of the recipe. Once every blue moon, when I get a taste for some type of Asian direction into my cooking, whether it's chicken, some type of chicken, you know, everything the Asian does has ginger in it, as well as the Jamaican. So when I take my Jamaican twist and move away from my Hispanic to the Jamaican, I have to have first ginger into the house. So there is my head of ginger. And then now let me just start real briefly about my breakfast. I usually get like this high fiber wrap. It has 64, it's only 100 calories per tortilla, and then it has 64% fiber, which is what I'm looking for in everything what I buy. So here you have it. Again, you all can in the comments ask me for anything you all want me to give you all details. I have my oats, my oatmeal. For my oatmeal, I have it raw or I have it cooked, but lately I've been just having it raw. And I just discovered from my aunt of mine, Victoria, who came to visit, and she just take a few spoons, put it in some warm water. I used to put it in cold water because I didn't know any better, I guess, as long as I could take it. She said, no, put it in some warm water. She put it in some warm water, the raw oats, 2 or 3 tablespoons in some warm water. She sprinkled a little cinnamon, and then she put like a couple tablespoons or 2 or 3 tablespoons of the unsweetened or the unsweetened almond milk, and just had it with a handful of nuts, and that was our breakfast. Just putting it out there. I have heavy cream because every blue moon I get this taste for something creamy. Like we say a pasta, somebody may ask me to fix them a pasta, so I have my heavy cream to make my own Alfredo pasta. And tomatoes, I already show 1 for salad. 9 out of 10 times I have a whole 3-4 pounds of tomatoes in the refrigerator because my daughter loves tomato soup. She must think I have nothing better to do, so she called me and asked me to fix her a tomato soup. So I roast those 3, 4, 5 pounds of tomato and I make her a homemade tomato soup, and she would just have that with a little sandwich or a salad, and that would keep her going. One thing I left out, excuse me 1 second, is the cereal. What I have, I discovered this cereal a couple months ago. Here you go. It's Cheerios Oat Crunch Cinnamon, and I loved it because it have like 15% sugar, which I didn't think was too bad. And it's so tasty and yummy. I don't like my cereal wet, so I will get a little bowl of it and just eat it dry and drink the milk separate. I know, kind of crazy, but that's why I like my cereal. And that would be another option for my cereal. And then I have all my herbal teas. And I'm still missing one because I'm missing my mint tea. So I have orange and spice herbal tea. I have, what is this one? Country Peach Passion herbal tea. This one is cinnamon apple herbal tea, and I also like the mint tea. So I'm still missing the mint. I think it's somewhere there, failed somewhere there. So that's what I have. And my preference for salt is the Himalayan pink salt. And then of course everything I use my crutch. Let me see where here it is. I don't like the powder pepper. I buy this the grind, and then I just grind my own fresh pepper. So this is basically what, and I have one more thing. What I'm running out of counter space, but you all don't laugh at me because I'm crazy. This is how I buy my oatmeal. But a bulk, this is like I think it's 5 pounds. I think, yeah, it's 5 pounds. 10 pounds. I said 2 5-pound bags. So that's 10 pounds of oatmeal. And I, like I say, sometimes I have it just with a little warm water and milk, like my Aunt Victoria showed me. Sometimes I really cook. My mom make the best oatmeal on the stove with all of the cinnamon. Oh my God, it's like a dessert. You can have it cold, hot or cold. That's how delicious she make it. And sometimes I just have it overnight, just the raw oatmeal. You put a little milk, you put a little yogurt, and you put your fruits before or after, and that's a meal. That's a meal. But again, y'all feel free to ask me anything y'all want. I would just make the recipe and send it to y'all. I don't know what the interest is until y'all tell me, but I'm just sharing how I manage. So I did mention in the video that's after Derry spent a year in my home. That was it. Never again he ever had another problem with his stomach. So obviously my instinct was correct. His poor eating habit is what had him into the hospital just about every single month. So guys, anything I can share with you all in sense of recipes, in sense of any health information, any tips you all need specifically for something, if I can help, just shoot me a comment and I would reach out and see how I can help you. But again, this is it for, like I said, my little grocery shopping, and this is just like basically what I do when I go to the grocery store. The rest of the aisles I don't have to cover them except for specific, and I have 1 or 2 more. I would go to my other aisles I would have to go to, of course, is the dairy aisle, to the dairy section to get my eggs, my milk, my plant-based butter, and the yogurt. That's it for that aisle. My produce is my hangout place. And then, you know, also I would have to go to the seafood section if I want to get my any crabs, and you want to get any lobster tail, any shrimp, any fish, whether it's salmon or what the other one named snapper, which is my favorite. Then I go to the seafood section. Then after that I would go to where else? Oh, and by the way, when I go to the produce, at least in the grocery store where I shop is where I get all my nuts, is in the same section. And then I will go down any other aisle for specifics, like if I need the dry seasoning to do my my tomato soup, I would have to go down there to get like the Italian season and that type of thing. If I have it on my list, I go to the specific aisle, I pick it up, and then I leave, because I have really nothing easy in those aisles that interest me. Produce, the dairy, the seafood, and then any aisle for any specific. So this is it in the explanation of what I did at the grocery store and how you can alleviate many of your problems. Trust me, food and eating healthy is medicine to your body. Everything you put into your body is a medicine. It's going to affect how you feel and how you control your weight and your skin, and everything has to do with what you put into your body. So leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to reach out and share anything I can help you out with. So see you on the next one.